lesson is going to be over the coming government, how the government is going to be established in the kingdom. So I'm going to be touching on that. We're going into a lesson on that. But it was all just like the law was a shadow of something to come. The government was a shadow of something to come, which is the kingdom. And we're going to see the shadow of the government that was to come in Deuteronomy with Moses when Moses was told to set up the government. And then we're going to go to Ezekiel and to Revelations to see the future government and who's going to be over the government. So we're going to be doing a lesson over there. And we'll go to Deuteronomy 1 and 9. Deuteronomy 1 and 9. Today is the second. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to start on 9, probably into 18. Rashid, no, that's not Rashid. This is Deverum, I think it's called.
Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Davreen.
Davreen, okay, Davreen. Okay. Davreen 1, 19 to 18. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone, because Moses was doing a lot of the judgments. And Zion, they fruitful and multiply quick. So, Moses was, hearing so many cases and whatnot, he just couldn't take it. So, Yah guided him to start a government. Yah your Abba hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of the heaven for multitude. Yah your Abba of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as you are, and bless you, rock you, as he hath promised you. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? So with Zion comes a lot of issues in the start of the government. Somebody sleeping with somebody that stole somebody apples, somebody something. Take you wise men and understanding, and know among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me, and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, which man and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over fifties, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, Hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. So in the future judgments, even the Gentile heathens, they're going to be treated with respect, because Yah is all about not a respecter in judgment. Right. So everybody going to be judged fairly. 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Yah's. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So this goes back to, and you're going to talk about this a little later, there are going to be 24 elders in the kingdom. And for the judges, and we're going to talk about that too, the 144, they're going to be judges in the land. And if something that they don't feel comfortable judging, they're going to take it to the elders. And if the elders don't know what to do, they're going to take it to Yahusha. And then, the matter gonna be settled.
Good or bad.
You know, so it is gonna be it. You know, and it's just like in this system here. You know, there's local, there's the state, and then you go to the Supreme Court. There's different jurisdictions. Okay, well I don't like. I want to appeal your judgment. We go to the next higher. And then the law of the land, the Supreme Court, when they say something, that's it. And that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom with Yahusha.
Well, that's supposed to be like that here, but it ain't. That's why they taking it all the way up to
Yeah.
different courts.
Yeah.
And then they don't hear what they want to hear. They just say, well, move it up to the next one.
That's right. You know, this system is corrupt. The system to come is gonna be completely different. It's gonna be, completely different. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. Okay. So now we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 16 and 18. So this is just the shadow of the government to come. You know, because for some reason Yah likes to make a test run of what he's going to do. So, and this is just a test run of what he's going to do. Deuteronomy 16 and 18. 16, 18 on down. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, and rest means 19:1. Pervert. Thou shalt not pervert judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doeth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. I heard a story about a judge. He was doing like a children to jail pipeline because they was giving him some back money. The more children that went into the jail system, they was giving him money, and that's what happened to him. His judgment was perverted because he's trying to get a boat or something like that.
Get some more, trying to get extra money.
And and he wound up getting fired and going to jail for that too. So
I wonder if anybody got paid for him.
You already know they did, but that's how they pervert the judges, and the judge probably they take
judgments.
Mm-hmm.
Because the judges, if they didn't want to take the money, they didn't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a choice.
Their judgment is perverted.
That's right.
Because they want to get greedy.
Get greedy and
filthy lucre.
And it takes a lot to be a judge in a society. These judges who are on these judge stands, they're not stupid. These are people who are lawyers. They went to school 4 or 5 years, judges. They gotta study this stuff. These aren't stupid people. When you go talk before a judge. Now there are some judges that are elected, but that's just for like on the small level, like for housing issues or evictions. But once you get into criminal justice court, those judges are lawyers. And they know what they're doing. But that guilt blinds them, and it perverts them. 20. That which is altogether just shall thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees near unto the altar of Yah thy Elohim, which thou shalt make thee. Neither shalt thou set thee up any images which Yah thy Elohim hath hated. Hated. And in these courts they put up images everywhere.
Yeah, because they got naked pictures all around the building.
Call her justice.
Yeah, and then got her tits hanging out and all
right.
that stuff.
And they call her justice.
And they call it justice, and it's not blind. Because if it was, they wouldn't be able to see that.
That's right.
Go to a courthouse, then there's no justice in that house.
That's right. And you're probably taking advantage of a blind woman. You know what I'm saying? Just put, So it's a perverted system, but we ain't gotta worry about it too much longer. 17, 14. Next chapter over, 17 to 14. And on down. When thou art when thou art come unto the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me. So we talked about the judges, and we talked about the officers, and this is for the king. Now this is going to be Yahusha. Now this is the ordinance that Yahusha is going to have to follow in the kingdom. When thou art come unto the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him a king over thee, whom Yah thy Elohim shall choose. And we understand who the future kingdom who Yah chose. One from among thy brethren, and it happened to be he's from the tribe of Judah. Came through the tribe of Judah. So even Yah followed his own law. Thou set king over thee, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And this is a particular matter, because a lot of people in Zion don't know. From my understanding, you're not even supposed to vote for a president, because that's a king over you. If it's not your brother, can't be done. Local matters are different, but that's a president is the king of the land. 16. But he shall not multiply horses to themselves, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses, for as much as Yah hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Now some kings, they went the ways of Egypt, and they went to straight idolatry. 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself. So, can't be a whoremonger being a king. That his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he setteth up the throne of his kingdom, that, that he shall write him a copy of the law in a book out of that which is before the priest, the Levites. So not only what I was talking about earlier with King David, he was meditating on the law daily. Not only did you have to meditate on it daily, you had to look at the scribe, the scroll, and write it, put it to memory. And that's a lot of books to be writing, but you're putting it to memory for justice. 19. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yah his Abba, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. So it was also there to humble you. The law is there to humble you. And because you're reading the law and you got all this power, you need something to regulate you. And without rules with power, you can end up like King David. And so, like King David when he deal with that woman, or King Solomon, except King Saul.
David, he did his when he first came in to the...
Yeah, he got it out the way. He got his issues out the way first.
When he first came into the kingdom. He finally realized that he can't be doing that.
Yeah, so that was good. So that was better to start wrong, because like Solomon, he started off great.
He started off right and ended up wrong.
But he got himself corrected later on too. He felt really sorry about that. Songs of Solomon, going to that Ecclesiastes 2. Okay, and that he turned not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left hand, to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in the kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. So this is another section saying, they're trying to monopolize being kings over Zion like the Bushes. You got George Bush Sr., you got George Bush Jr. and the other Bush tried to get in it. Like, you know, that's not, you're not supposed to be doing that. You know, we don't need 12 generations of Tobadiahs, you know, or anything like that, you know. But that was a shadow of thing to come. But this kingdom, you know, is going to be that one single king, and he's going to be on there.
That's going to be eternity.
That's it, you know. So he is going to monopolize that. So, but that's a different thing, though. All right.
Man get bored too soon.
Yeah, you know.
They always see something they want more.
Just like King Solomon, you know. He had all that power, and they knew it. So now I'm going to go to Ezekiel 44. Ezekiel chapter 44. Ezekiel chapter 44. Now Deuteronomy was the shadow of the kingdom to come. Now Ezekiel, getting into the Ezekiel
6 and 44.
Ezekiel 44, chapter 44. Yeah, going to read mostly that whole chapter. This is the kingdom that is to come. So this is no longer the shadow, but this is. So this is Ezekiel chapter 44. And we'll hide it here. All right. Turn this fan on. It's a little garment. Get hot. Yeah. Nah, ain't no long sleeve on that.
That t-shirt ain't long sleeve?
It's a regular t-shirt. This is thing, you know, don't breathe very well. Alright, 44. Then he brought me back the way of the gate of the outward sanctuary, which looked it towards the east, and it was shut. Then said Yah unto me, this gate shall be shut, it shall not be open, and no man shall enter in by it, because Yah, the Elohim of Israel, hath entered in by it. Therefore it shall be shut. It's like the judge's private chambers. Nobody goes through there but the judge, you know. The king here. It is for the prince. The prince, he shall sit in it to eat bread before Yah. He shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate, and shall go out by the way of the same. Then brought me the way of the north gate before the house, and I looked, and behold, the glory of Yah filled the house of Yah, and I fell upon my face. So he's looking at how the kingdom is being designed, the government is being designed. And Yah said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears all that I say unto thee concerning all the ordinances of the house of Yah, and all the laws thereof, and mark well the entering in the house, with every going forth of sanctuary. And thou shalt say to the rebellious, even to the house of Israel, thus said Yah thy Elohim, O ye house of Israel, let it suffice you of all your abominations, in that ye have brought into my sanctuary strangers, uncircumcised in heart, and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my sanctuary. This is a very important thing, you know, and it's going to go even unto Revelations in the kingdom as well, because it's talking about the same thing. But being uncircumcised and being a stranger, certain things ain't going into this kingdom. This is going to be a Kadesh place, of pure holiness, Kadeshes. To be in my sanctuary, to pollute it, even my house, when ye offer my bread, the fat and the blood, and they have broken my covenant because of all your abominations. And ye have not kept the charge of mine holy things, but have set keepers of my charge in my sanctuary for yourselves. Thus said Yah, Elohim, no stranger uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary of all strangers, that is among the children of Zion, Israel. And the Levites that are gone away far from me, when Israel went astray, which went astray away from me after their idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. So a certain amount of the Levites, even though the Levite priesthood is returning, most of them ain't returning, because y'all hot with them still. And I don't think he's gonna let that one go. But some of them, but not the majority of them, coming back. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gates of the house, and ministering to the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and the sacrifice for the people, and they shall stand before them to minister unto them, because they ministered unto them before their idols. So, these particular priests of the Levites, they put a little bit lower now. They have a different job, but a little bit lower, and cause the house of Israel to fall into iniquity. Therefore have I lifted up mine hand against them, said Yah Elohim, and they shall bear their iniquity, and they shall not come near unto me. So these particular Levite priests, they shut out of that holy place. It's automatic death if they do. I don't even think they're going to get past the guards in this place. And they shall not come near unto me to do the office of a priest unto me, nor to come near to any of my Kadesh things in the most holy Kadesh place. But they shall bear their shame and their abominations which they have committed. But I will make them keepers of the charge of the house for all the service thereof, and all that shall be done therein. But the priests, the Levites, the son of Zadok, that keep the charge of my sanctuary, and this is the remnant of the Levites who did right. When the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, saith Yah. They shall enter into my sanctuary, and they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall come to pass that when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them while they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. And they wore linen for a particular reason, because it gets a little hot,
Right.
and the wool won't make it. Y'all don't want you doing this Kadesh thing sweating. They shall have linen bonnets upon their heads, and shall have linen breeches, and some underwear. Basically underwear. Yeah, they like and shall have linen breeches under upon their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. And when they go forth into the outer court, even into the outer court to the people, they shall put off their garments, wherein they ministered, and lay them in the Kadesh chambers. So these garments ain't something you take home and have your wife wash or something of that nature. These stay at the temple. And lay them in the Kadesh chambers, and they shall put on other garments, their regular clothes, and they shall not sanctify the people with their garments, neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only hold their heads, and that means 22. To keep their heads well trimmed. So these particular people, I don't know how big their fro is going to be, but it ain't going to be that big. It's going to be trimmed. And this is for the priest, the Levites priest. 21. Neither shall any priest drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away. But they shall take maidens of the seeds of the house of Israel, or a widow that had a priest before. And a few weeks ago, I was talking about the gardening, how Yah want particular seed to you to do a particular seed, and even here, the priest can't go out and mess with a Hamite or another Gentile. Can't even mess with
definitely can't mess with the Hamites or Gentiles.
Yeah,
because it had to be sister of the Palestine.
That's true, and it got to be the seed of the house of Israel. So nobody would be doing anything outside of that marrying. For a particular reason, because Yah planted a particular seed in this field for a particular reason to do a particular job. 23. And they shall teach my people the difference between the Kadesh and profane, the unclean, 23 and 1, the unkadesh, and the unclean and the clean. And in controversy they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgments, and they shall keep my laws and my statutes and all mine assemblies, and they shall hallow my Shabbats. Another Shabbat scripture. And they shall come at no dead person to defile themselves, but for father, for the mother, or for son, or for daughter, for brother, or for sister, that hath had no husband. They may defile themselves. So going and dealing with the dead. Otherwise, if it's not these particular family members, you're not even supposed to. The Levites can't even deal with them, and they're unclean for a certain amount of period. 26. And after he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days. So you're gonna be unclean for 7 days. And in the day that he goeth into the sanctuary, unto the inner court, to minister in the sanctuary, he shall offer his sin offering, said Yah, thy Elohim, and it shall be unto them for an inheritance. I am their inheritance, and ye shall give them no possession in Israel. I am their possession. They shall eat the meat offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, and every dedicated thing in Israel shall be theirs, and the first of all the fruits of all things, and their obligation of all, of every sort of your obligations, shall be the priest. Ye shall also give unto the priest the first of your dough, that he may cause the blessing to rest in thine house. And this is why Yah was stressing the point about staying in the word, meditating on it, because the Levites was given the first, and we talking about the perverted back, not now. They was given the first fruits of everything, and they only offered the best of the best. So some of them Levites had Satan in their heart, and they was looking at that. It's kind of nice being a priest, kind of warp your heart, So the maidens, again, they have to marry a virgin too, or a priest that has passed his widow wife. But most of them was probably marrying virgins, the choice virgins. So that probably went to their little heart. 31. The priest shall not eat of anything that is dead of itself or tore, whether it be fowl or beast. Okay. Now we're going to go to 48. 48. The kingdom to come. The government to come. And the Levitical priesthood is going to be a big part of that. Okay, now it's going to be 48, chapter 48. Okay. Now these are the names of the tribes from the north end to the coast of the way of Hethlon, as one goeth to Hamath, Hazar, In, the border of Damascus northward to the coast of Hamath, for these are his sides east and west, a portion for Dan. And by the border of Dan from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Asher. And by the border of Asher from the east side even unto the west side, a portion for Naphtali. And by the border of Naphtali from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Manasseh. And by the border of Manasseh from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Ephraim. And by the border of Ephraim from the east side even unto the west side, a portion for Reuben. Sound like a rap song. East side, west side, but that's how it is. 7. And by the border of Reuben from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Judah, Yehuda. And by the border of Judah, Yehuda, from the east side unto the west side shall be the offering which ye shall offer of 25,000 reeds in breaded and in let as one of the other parts from the east side unto the west side, and the sanctuary shall be in the midst of it. The obligation that ye shall offer unto Yah shall be of 25,000 in length, and 10,000 in breadth, and for them, even for the priest, shall be this Kadesh obligation toward the north 25,000 in length, and toward the west 10,000 in breadth, and toward the east 10,000 in breadth, and toward the south 25,000 in length. And the sanctuary of Yah shall be in the midst thereof. So, the kingdom, the government body is going to be huge, huge government body. It shall be for the priests that are sanctified of the sons of Zodok, which have kept my charge, which went not astray when the children of Israel went astray, as the Levites went astray. And this obligation of the land that is offered shall be unto them a thing most Kadesh by the border of the Levites. And over against the border of the priests, the Levites shall have 25,000 in length, and 10,000 in breadth, and all the length shall be 25,000, and the breadth 10,000, and they shall not sell of it, neither exchange, nor alienate the first fruits of the land, for it is Kadesh unto Yah. Verse 15. And the 5,000 that are left in the breadth over against the 25,000 shall be a profane place for the city, for dwelling, and for suburbs, and the city shall be in the midst thereof, and there shall be the measure thereof, the north side 4,500, and the south side 4,500, and the east side 4,500, and the west side 4,500, and the suburbs of the city. So everybody gonna be living in some suburbs too, has some people in the suburbs. You see how Satan mimic everything? Want to put the palm trees in Los Angeles, and they have the mansions and the suburbs. Just Satan is a complete copycat. And the suburb of the city shall be toward the north 250, and toward the south 250, and toward the east 250, and toward the west 250. And the residue in length over against the obligation of the Kadesh portion shall be 10,000 eastward and 10,000 westward, and it shall be over against the obligation of the Kadesh portion, and the increase thereof shall be for food unto them that serve the city. Okay, so you know where the food's going to be. So there's going to be some growing and like farms or something. That's where the farms and stuff going to be. 19. And they that serve the city shall serve it out of the tribes of Israel. All the obligation shall be 25,000, by 25,000, and ye shall offer the holy obligation foursquare with the possession of the city, and the residue shall be for the prince on the one side and on the other of the Kadesh obligation and of the possession of the city, over against 25,000 of the obligation toward the east border and westward, over against the 25,000 toward the west border, over against the portion for the priests, and it shall be the Kadesh obligation, and the sanctuary of the house shall be in the midst thereof. 22. Moreover, from the possession of the Levites. 22. Moreover, from the possession of the, I read 21. Moreover, from the possession of the Levites, and from the possession of the city, being in the midst of that which is the princes, between the border of Judah, Yehuda, and the border of Benjamin, shall be for the prince. So it's going to be where Yahusha is going to be at. For 23, as for the rest of the tribes, from the east side unto the west side, Benjamin shall have a portion. And by the border of Benjamin, from the east side unto the west side, Simeon shall have a portion. And by the border of Simeon, from the east side unto the west side, Issachar shall have a portion. 26. And by the border of Issachar, from the east side unto the west side, Zebulun a portion. And by the border of Zebulun, from the east side unto the west side, Gad a portion. And by the border of Gad at the north side southward, the border shall be even from Tamar unto the waters of strife in Kadesh, and to the river toward the great sea. This is the land which ye shall divide by lot unto the tribes of Israel for inheritance. And these are their portions, said Yah, your Elohim. And these are the goings out of the city on the north side, 4,500 measure, and the gates of the city. Now we know we're talking about this the city that's coming down, that royal golden place. And the gates of the city shall be after the names of the tribes of Israel. Their gates northward, one gate of Reuben, one gate of Judah, one gate of Levi. At the east side, 4,500, and 3 gates, and one gate of Joseph, one gate of Benjamin, one gate of Dan, and at the south side, 4,500 measures of, and 3 gates, one gate of Simeon, one gate of Issachar, one gate of Zebulun. At the west side, 4,500, which their 3 gates, one gate of Gad, one gate of Asher, one gate of Naphtali. It was round about 18,000 measures, and the name of the city from the day shall be Yah is there. So this is what Jerusalem, that city going to be called. Yah is there, and this is another precept for Revelations. When the great city came down, and it had 3 gates on each side of the 4 cube. So this ain't nothing new, you know. This is the government, who's going to control this government, and who's going to be over this government. And Yahusha is going to be right in the center. Right in the center, while, on the east side, the west side, and south side, the 12 tribes going to be, some be cooked in the suburbs and all that. So now Isaiah 49 and 8. Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 8. And this place, this government that's going to be set up, everybody's not going to be living, all the Gentiles, they're going to have their portions where they're going to have their portions. The government is set up for Zion, and it's for a particular reason. We'll get to that in a few minutes. 49 and 8. Okay, and I'll read on down from there. Thus said Yah, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in a day of salvation have I helped thee. And I will preserve thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth. So, when we was reading in Ezekiel about the government to come, and this is why the government is to come. To establish thee, to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritage. Verse 9, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, go forth, to them that are in darkness, show yourselves, they shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in all high places. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them. For he that hath mercy on them shall lead them, even by the springs of water shall he guide them. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways shall be exalted. Behold, these shall come from far and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim. Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains. For Yah hath comforted his people, and will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, Yah hath forsaken me, and my Yah hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her suckling child? Side note, people really don't know how much Yah love his children. You going through hell, but it's because what Adam and Eve did, and then Solomon did some stuff, and then Yah say, you know what? I'm done with y'all. Y'all some whores. I'm divorcing y'all. But at the end of the day, Yah still love you, and he wants you back. So that's why he said, can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet I will not forget. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Wow. So Zion, when Yah opened his hand, Zion is there. So you can't forget him when it's like that. Thy walls are continually before me. Thy children shall make haste. Thy destroyers and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together, and come to thee. As I live, saith Yah, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, and as with an ornament, and bind them on thee, as a bride doeth. For thy waste in thy desolate places, and Yah in the land of thy destruction, shall even now be tomorrow by reason in the habitations. And I think I stopped there. My main point was that Yah is going to use Zion to establish the government and to rule. So and that's why I say in verse 18, he's going to put the nations under your control, under Zion's control. Verse 17, thy children shall make haste, thy destroyers, the other nations who came against Zion when they fell on hard times, and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together, and come to thee. Talking about the other nations. As I live, saith Yah, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all. So, Zion is going to be that government that is the governing body over all. So, that was the main point of that one, just to back up who that government is going to be. Now we'll go to Matthew 24 and 14 to 23. Matthew 24 to Matthew 24, 14 to 23. Alright. And this is talking about who's going to be worthy enough to be put in this position of ruling this government with Yahusha. It's just not going to be any Israelite who's going to be in the government ruling over people, because you're going to have chaos. You know, people who don't need no power. They'll destroy a business. That won't be. But this is Matthew 24, 14 to 23. And okay, am I there? 24, 14. I wrote down the wrong one. 25. Let's see, 25. 25. Let me fix that right.
It's 25.
Yeah, 25, not
Same
24.
thing, 14,
23. Yes, yes. Matthew 25, 14 to 23. Okay. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country. Remember, this is the government, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom that's going to be established. Who called his own servants Zion, the 12 tribes of Israel, and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to one, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his servile ability. And straightway took his journey. Then basically saying Yah gave Zion certain talents and left. So and he's coming back at a later time. 16. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that received 2, he also gathered 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his master's money. And 19. After a long time, that master of those servants cometh, which is Yah, through Yahusha, and reckoned with them. 20. And so that he that had received 5 talents came and bought other 5 talents, saying, Master, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. And his master said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Now this is the government, Enter thou into the joy of thy master. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Master, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside me. His master said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy master. Okay, and then later, 24 on down, let's talk about the person who buried the talent. But the main part was 14 to 23. These are the people who are going to be holding high offices of Zion in the kingdom. These are going to be the ones who are going to be judging with Yah, through Yahusha, and the 24 elders, the ones who did something with their time while they were on earth. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Matthew 5, 14 to 16. Matthew 5, 14 to 16. 16. Ye are the light, and now we go back to Matthew 25, talking about the people who had the talents, and these are the characteristics of these people. This is why they were able to reap the talents. The 5 talents turned into 10, the 2 talents turned into 4, the 1 talent turned into 2 talents. This is why. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do man light a candle and put it under bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before man, that they may see your good works and glorify your Abba which art in heaven. And this is what the people with the talents did, and they reaped, and these are the people who were given charge over little, and in the kingdom government, they're going to be, rulers. Okay, you rulership over here, you rulership over here, you rule Jacksonville, you rule Dallas. When the person who had reaped this one, because, he probably be over something like Jacksonville. The person who reaped bountiful, he's going to be over like a Dallas, a big city. Okay, now Isaiah 42, 5 to 8. Isaiah 42, 5 to 8. Isaiah 42, 5 to 8. Thus said Yah, Elohim, he that created the heavens, and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it, he that giveth breath unto the people appointed, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, Yah, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. Verse 8. I am Yah, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. And this goes back to the people with talents, to the people with the light. They are opposed to Zion as a particular people for a particular reason, to bring light into the world. And this is why Zion is going to be ruling in the government. These particular Israelites who do these particular things. All right, and the next one's going to be 48, same chapter, same book, chapter 49. 49. 49. Chapter 49. Yeah. To 67. 49, verse 6 to 7. Okay. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Zion, Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Thou sayest, Yah, the Redeemer of Israel, and his Kadesh one, to him whom man despiseth, to him whom the nations abhorreth, to the servant of rulers. Kings shall see and arise, princes also shall worship, because of Yah that is faithful and holy, Kadesh, one of Israel, and shall choose thee. So when Zion, everybody's going to see the light of Zion, even kings and princesses. As it reads in 7, to him whom man despiseth, to him whom the nations abhorred to the servants of rulers, kings shall see thee and arise. Princes shall worship because of Yah that is faithful, and the Holy One of Zion. And he shall choose thee. So they're going to see Zion because, Zion, these particular people are about what? Showing light and saving people. So no matter, the pride of a king going to humble, the pride of a prince going to humble. Okay, and now we're going to go to the last few verses, to the few chapters. Going to go, them that don't want to stop. Revelations 4. Revelations 4. Talking about the government. And who's going to be over the government and how it's going to be ran. Revelations 4. I'm going to probably read that whole chapter. Revelations 4. So it's going to be 1 to 11. Alright, this is Revelations 4, verse 1 to 11. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, Shamarim, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. And immediately I was in the spirit, the Ruach, the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, Shamarim, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne in the sight like unto an emerald. And round about the throne were 24 seats. And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And this is the aspects of the government. These are right before you get to the Supreme Court. You got the 24 elders. Now I'm sure we know a few of them. Moses. I don't know. I know Moses for sure. I'm not sure anybody else. Maybe Isaiah and all the prophets back then, Ezekiel, maybe those. Okay, verse 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which is the menorah, which are the 7 spirits of Yah. So, however, on top of the menorah, there's 7 spirits. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had the face of a man, and the 4th beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings. That's right, these are the cherubim right here. Within, and they rest not day and night, because these are eternal, mortal beings, and they eating from the tree of life. They don't need no rest. Like, man, because we need rest because these bodies,
They need to rejuvenate.
Yeah, they don't need to rejuvenate. They eating the fruit of life and everything, but they're immortal bodies, saying, Kadesh, 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 Yah, Elohim Almighty, which was and is to come. And when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fell down before him that sat on the throne, and worshipped him that liveth forever and ever, So that's just the way it's going to be, and that's the way it's going to be. So the judges are going to be given honor, and this is going to be the supreme place for Yahusha to come down when he's in that city, and we know and later on in Revelations where the city going to come down and whatnot. So that's where Yah going to be, and it's going to be in the midst. And Ezekiel is going to be in the midst of Zion, in the middle of it. So Revelations 21 and 9. Revelations 21 and 9. 21 and 9 on down. Okay. Revelations 21 and 9. And there came unto me one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials full of the seven last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city. This is the government, this is the great place, and this is the government of the world. This ain't just, some jurisdiction thing. This is the world. Yeah, nah, this is where everybody gonna come once a year to this one particular place. And he showed me that great city, the Kadesh, Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yah, having the glory of Yah. And her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. Now this is where Zion gonna be standing too. And at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes and children of Israel. And that goes back to Ezekiel 48, when he was talking about there's only 12 port sides, the west side, the east side, So ain't anybody, and then you go back to the uncircumcised and the uncircumcised of heart. They not getting into this. 13. And the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, and on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. So it's going to be like John, Peter, the other ones, Matthew. So that's what the kingdom's going to be built on. Yeah, Mark, Luke. So that's the foundations. And he that talks. Oh yeah, so that's probably the other 24 elders. Mark and Matthew. So Ezekiel and Mark and Matthew. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city, with the reed 12,000 furlongs, the length and breadth and the height of it are equal, and measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of man. Wow. And that is of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And I did the measurements. I looked up the measurements, and it's going to be like the size of Texas. Probably a little bit bigger than Texas, but maybe like Texas, Oklahoma, and that other state. So it's going to be like 3 big states. So it's going to be, the kingdom will be huge. You can go fly your kites, go, take a barbecue where you want to go. You're going to have enough room. You're going to have enough room. So, all right. And 19. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third Palladium, clad singular.
I know what it is. I can't think of it right now.
The fourth an emerald, the fifth sardius, the sixth sardaxi, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite.
Don't know what they are.
up, but I don't know most of them by heart. The 8th, barley. The 9th, topaz. The 10th, but it's the rainbow. All these stones, it goes from the red to the green. So that's how they all look. It's amazing. It's a rainbow. And the street, the 10th, something. The 11th, Jenkins. The 12th, amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was 1 pearl. And the street of the city were pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple therein, for Yah, not Elohim Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, because remember, Yah is going to be right in the middle of it, and shine, thundering, and all that stuff. Neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of Yah did lightning. See, I was talking about the lightning it. Let's talk about the sun though. And the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor in it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night therein. And they shall bring the glory of honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that is defiled, the uncircumcised heart, the uncircumcised. I don't know if our spiritual body is going to be circumcised too. I don't know how it's going to go, but
we ain't gonna have them parts.
I know, you're going to have some. Certain people still be making babies. What is it, Zechariah?
I said, because they still be fleshly type people, but if you got their other ways, you ain't gonna have them type bodies.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna find out because we're going back to like Adam and Eve type stuff, So we're gonna see. I think it's still gonna be some baby making in Zion.
I said some.
Oh yeah.
Some is gonna go over, right?
Yeah.
And then some is not.
Yeah.
You are not. If you're not going over through the flesh, you'll be a spirit, and you won't have no need for them.
Yeah.
Parts.
Once you get at that level, it's no need for all that. Just like once you get to the level of an angel type of stuff, because you can't be making immortal babies, That's a lot of mouths to feed,
Especially when you ain't got a job. Just stand there praising Yah. Hallelujah.
So I think y'all worked all that out about being immortal and all these children and stuff. Okay, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by the day, for there shall be no night there, and they shall bring the glory of honor of the nations into it. 27, and there shall be no wise enter into it anything that is defiled, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie. So anybody who plan on committing perjury, because they like to commit perjury, they ain't going. But they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. Okay, that's 29. And the last two is going to be Luke 19:27. Is the last two. Luke 19:27. But and this is for the people, because everybody not gonna like this government. Everybody not for it. Everybody they damning it. They praying against it. I don't know who they praying to. They just voicing their opinions.
Opinions like. Everybody got one.
Everybody got one. And this round it don't matter. That's right. So it don't matter. It don't matter if you don't like it or not. So, but to everybody.
1927.
1927. Luke 19:27. So to everybody who don't like this is what Yahusha got to tell you. But those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them. That they say, hey, I don't want your government, I ain't for it, I didn't vote you in, and this is not a democracy, this is a complete takeover dictatorship. Ain't no, well, you know, I mean, y'all taking it completely back, no more.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, they're the ones complaining, saying they want to take it back.
Oh, yeah, ain't gonna happen. Ain't no, because they're going to try it in the Revelations, but it's all to destroy you. That's when the fire come down and destroy everybody with the war of Magog and Gog. But those mine enemies, which would that I should not reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So everybody trying to start a revolt or whatever, I don't know how it's going to go, but they're going to be completely destroyed, and that's it. You know, either you submit or you get dealt with. That's it. It ain't no, can we compromise? No. You know, and the last one is going to be Isaiah 14 and 21. Isaiah 14, verse 21 and 27. Be the last one. Isaiah 14, 21, 27. Okay, this is Isaiah 14, 21 to 27. Prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will raise up against them, said Yah of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant, and son and nephew, said Yah. I will also make it a possession for the bitter, and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction. Ooh, that's a bad woman right there. She got bosoms of destruction. You don't want to get caught up in them bosoms of destruction. 23, was it 23? Okay. Destruction. Said the Yah of hosts. Yah of hosts hath swore, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand, that I will break the Assyrians in my land, and upon my mountains tread him under foot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For Yah of hosts hath proposed, and who shall disannul it? You know, they were saying, like, them my enemy who don't want me to reign. Yah say this, for Yah of hosts has proposed, and who shall disannul it? Who gonna stop me? So I like when y'all talk like that, just like right to the point. You don't want it with me, all right? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? So once y'all start stretching his hand, there's nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do. This is what I made my mind do. This is what I proposed, and it will be done. Okay, in the year that 27. Okay, so I just reading that to back up with Luke 19:27. You know, a lot of people won't be mad. I don't care, especially I don't care because righteousness is coming. Only people who gonna be upset is the wicked, the lukewarm, who don't want this to come. And Yah is making it very clear. I don't care. This is what's gonna happen, and this is what is going to happen. And Zion is going to be ruling and with Yah under Yah through Yahusha, and they're going to be the government spread out, and they're going to be taking care of the whole planet and showing the Gentiles how to be followers of Yah through Yahusha and reign just judgment. You know, so just want to do a lesson on government. So hope that was edifying and a little bit jolt of looking forward to what's to come. I can't wait for this government, this takeover.